Yeah. Yeah. It's got a bag of us. Maar dat ontwikkels kunnen wel van chat now. Yeah. Tremendous rocks. Damn braids. Yeah. Lisa. Under the neon moon they scroll. Random pics, a digital stroll. A rabbit hole of clues they weave. What's the truth? What to believe?
Friday fallout, chaos reigns. Dirty sketches fill the frames. Mysteries twist where clues collide. YouTube's wild, it's quite the ride. Friday fallout, chaos reigns. Dirty sketches fill the frames. Mysteries twist where clues collide. YouTube's wild, it's quite the ride.
Photos flash like ghosts on screen. Stories strange and in between. A puzzle here, a scandal there. Their pens draw things they wouldn't dare.
Friday fallout, chaos reigns. Dirty sketches fill the frames. Mysteries twist where clues collide. YouTube's wild, it's quite the ride.
Every image holds a tale. Some are funny, some are frail. They laugh, they guess, they cross the line with dirty doodles intertwined.
A magnifying glass in hand, they search for truth, they make a stand. From memes to mysteries to absurd, they find the world in every word.
Yeah. Out over the hell. Yeah.
I am not.
We only have like
Yes, you
maybe a
are.
dozen people who talk. Who are the other 40 people who watch this show after this? I really am curious. Like, why do you keep coming back? I really want to. Inquiring minds want to know.
Well, it's funny because like there's a couple people at work and they're like, "Oh yeah, I saw your show and I watched your show." I was like, "Why?" Like, you get this in real
I mean,
life.
it's only fun live. It's hard to like sit and just when you're not participating in it, But maybe all people who make stuff think it sucks, and believe me, we think it sucks more than anybody.
Yeah.
Just curious. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say this out loud because I just want this to start happening. All of my favorite people that are here, make a comment on the fucking show afterwards. Like, I'm so tired of going to the shows and there's zero comment. I just want to see something. Just put something down there. I don't give a shit what it is. Just want to see some comments. That's it.
You guys don't have to. Anthony's just
Fuck
drunk.
you, Vandal. You're in charge of this shit.
I've never asked for a like. I've never asked for a subscribe.
No, we don't ask for likes. I don't ask for subscriptions. I'm just saying, hey, I would like a comment occasionally. Like, hey, that segment was bullshit. We fucking hated it. Like, I don't give a shit. Just tell me the truth.
I know that it's bullshit when they don't talk while we do it.
Well, then there's a lot of this that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody.
I'm Sumer Rug.
Yeah. Snorkel, how was your week, man?
My week was a week. It was good. It's over. I'm looking forward to weekend continuing. How was yours?
What are you gonna do on the weekend? Yeah, any big plans?
Well, yesterday was the first day of my weekend, and today I'm doing this, and tomorrow's my Sunday.
Okay. So
Man, you
anything
make
do
weekends
on,
sound
those
miserable,
days?
Snorkel.
Yeah. So you get 3-day weekends. So you're like 4/10s.
I would love to be 4/10s.
Oh, are you 4/8s?
I would love to be 4/8s.
Oh, Jesus Christ. 4/12s?
I would love to be 4/12s.
What the fuck do
4/16?
you work?
I work 4/7s if I'm lucky.
Damn.
Just
I'm
enough
spo-
for the medic.
I'm supposed to be 4/8s. I got hired for 4/10s, and then it went down to 4/8s, and now it's 4/7s.
Are the
I
old
mean-
people all just dying or something?
I was gonna say, are there less people there? So that's
No, they
a problem.
they refuse to upgrade the amount that they charge people for food. They haven't followed with inflation, so they keep getting in the red. So they just keep cutting hours. They
That's always
haven't
a good way to do
they
it.
haven't adjusted food prices since 2013.
What does
Damn.
that mean?
It means they're charging $7.25 a day for 3 meals and snacks.
So it's good for the people, but not good for the workers.
How old do I need
Yeah.
to be to get into that place?
You just need to have recently had surgery.
Oh well,
Get
shit.
the sex change.
It's a rehabilitation for older folks that aren't able to go into a full-time home yet.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. No, fair enough.
Well, I'm not quite old enough to go to a full-time home yet.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
Whatever, I'm doing live edits anyways.
Well, it looks black on the screen out here.
No, I'd zoom on at least. It's gray. I see it's gray there too, and I'm just not a fan. Like, why change stuff? I'm the old guy now. Like, ugh, you know?
Yeah. It becomes a problem for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, I will go next since Sewer Rug's not here. He's out on some fucking East Coast beach. Sorry, Sewer Rug. You just don't know how long I looked for like really bad beach pictures to reface for him this week, but I just couldn't find anything I liked, so I'm just gonna let it go. So anyway, Sewer Rug, sorry you weren't here. I had a week. Basically, I hired a new guy and he's working out. You know, I don't want to be mean, but I hired a new guy and things are working out great. So, you know, helps with the heavy lifting and doesn't have to be constantly watched over. As an employee, he's doing pretty well. Actually, he does more than I ask him to do, which is something I'm not used to. And he cleans, which is also something I'm not used to seeing. So it's been a pretty decent experience. It's been a little slow in the shop part of it, so I'm kind of letting him do as much as he can so he can kind of learn the job. So it's been a little bit of a kind of a slow week, but you know, always look forward to Friday nights because of some reason. I don't know, but anyway. Vandal, how was your week? I'm sure
Hold
there's
on.
something wonderful.
The beginning where you're talking about this guy sounds exactly like every like thing where like a guy finds out that actually I could marry a dude. You know what I mean?
You know, I'm not against that.
You
I
know?
think dudes marrying dudes is actually a fantastic idea. You know, we'd have two like really good incomes. You know, we could get the tax credits for it. We could go and do things that we both enjoy together that are, you know, of a certain style, and we could fuck around on each other, and neither one of us would care. I think marrying a dude actually makes all the sense in the world, and I know there's a lot of people out there that are doing the same thing that aren't necessarily doing it the same way.
Well, it's like whenever you hear stories about like your old family members, like, yeah, Uncle Jim and his best friend at 45 years, he cried so much when he died and paid for his whole funeral. It wasn't just his roommate.
Yeah.
True, it's very true. But there are other people that are you know, married or partners to get health insurance and all kinds of other things, which, you know, more power to them. You know, keep breaking that system down. Whatever you got to do.
As for my week, I can't really say we did anything. Did I already tell you guys about the Mark Wahlberg stuff we're doing as closed municipal or whatever?
Oh yeah,
At
you said
work.
he sent you guys some shirts.
Yeah, and so like they want more stuff, I think, or whatever. I don't know. It's just been kind of crazy. Got to yell at people at work. Not yell at people, but like be a dick to dickhead customers or whatever. Some guy was like oh, this is only a $9 sticker and it looks exactly how I bought it on the website. Oh, yeah. So anyways, when you buy something online, right, and it uses a white background, like 99.9% of retailers will have like a grayish shadow behind it, right? So that you could differentiate the item from the background, right? Like
Sure.
that like you guys have used the internet at least once.
Oh,
So
no,
anyway,
never. What is this
yeah.
internet you speak of?
Yeah, I know. So there's this guy that ordered some decals from us, and he's like, there's a problem with my order. It's wrong. It doesn't look like it was supposed to. Okay, yeah, we make mistakes, you know? So, yeah, tell me what's going on, buddy. Buddy?
Hey, buddy. Hey,
I
pal.
don't use that at work. Okay,
Hey,
pal.
friend.
Yeah. So he's like,
Good eye, mate.
sorry. Anyways, I was reading chat and I got distracted. I can't read and think and talk at the same time. So anyways, I was like,
This
hey,
man's some gum.
Somebody, yeah, I was gonna say, get this man a piece of chewing gum.
yeah. So I was like, hey, buddy. And I was
Oh,
like,
you fucking child.
I was like, hey, buddy, what's going on? And he's like, it's not what I got. It's not what I wanted. Blah, blah, blah. It's not what I purchased. So, okay, yeah, whatever. Let me take a look. Like, show me what you got, you know? So he's like, it didn't come with the gray outline. I'm like, what has a gray outline? Because like, there's not a lot of sports teams with a gray outline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I look at it, and he sends me a picture. He's like, well, I was expecting this in a picture website, but I got this. Motherfucker thought that the fucking shadow was a part of the sticker. And I'm like, hey, man, just so that you know, like that's a shadow to differentiate the item from the white background. As you see with your product, it comes with a white border. So we put that there so you know that there's a white border in front of a white background. Motherfucker, I'm talking, this was a 30 email fucking conversation with this dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so he's like, and so the owner took over. He's been helping me out with service because we're kind of backed up a little bit, you know? And so he's like, talk to him. And like, he's like, it's a shadow for the thing. This is it. Like, that's the decal, and all this shit. And the guy kept going back and forth. And so like, I took back over, because I'm like, I'd rather deal with 1,000 shitty customers than one good customer at this point. That's where I'm at. You know what I mean? It's the fun. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like, hey man, like this is what's advertised. If you've ever used the internet before, but I'm saying it in like a nice terms, that you're a fucking
sure you are.
idiot and all that stuff. And he's like, well, I just think that it's only a $9 decal. You'd think you'd want to have a better customer service thing than having a dissatisfied customer. I was like, I'll pay you $9 to not email us a fucking again. By the way, your decal was $14 fucking plus $5.95 shipping. Like fuck off. Anyways. Last Saturday, too, I went into work to make up because I called out. I was not feeling well last week on Wednesday. So I went in last Saturday. Same fucking thing. It was Friday before our show here. I got the wrong shit. I'm like, okay, send me a picture of what you got. And so this motherfucker sends me a picture from his cell phone, which had to be a fucking Razr flip fucking phone, of the computer screen of these decals. I'm like, that's nice. Those are decals on our website, but I need to see what you got, And like sometimes I'll play it up, I'm like, and then he's like, "You really think I'm gonna stiff you over?" For some reason, it's always a $6 fucking decal, and I'm like, "No, man, I don't think that." But in the same essence, is my job worth risking for a $6 decal? We have a policy where I have to check. There's no fucking policy. I'm just dragging this out because I know you're a piece of shit.
Sure.
I'm the fucking manager, bitch. Because if you, anyways, so I go on that Saturday to help do stuff. We're doing something completely different. And so I check, though, the text, you know what I mean, before I go and help out on the other shit. So this motherfucker's like, here's this thing. And so after I told him, like, I have to see the picture, he's like, well, I'll have words for your manager. And I'm like, customer service. Oh, okay. Thank you. You have my back. Like, whatever. Sends it in. And he's like, this is what I got. So I pull up his fucking order. It's the way he fucking ordered. It's exactly what he fucking ordered. So I'm like, hey, bud. Just so you know, here's a screenshot of your order with the picture of it, which is also in the fucking email we sent you, which is these fucking 3 designs that you ordered. And then it responds back in all caps, I did not fucking order that. You don't tell me this. And I'm like, he's going off. So at first I'm trying to be nice. And I'm like, look, man, paperwork doesn't lie. Check the email that we sent you when you ordered. It's the same fucking thing. It's not the fucking same thing. So I go in the system, grab the fucking email, and I sent it to him. I was like, you verified that this was it and all that stuff. He's like, fuck you. And so I'm like, okay, as soon as you start cussing, like to me, I'll keep it clean, but as soon as you start cussing, that's Let's go, you old fucking bitch. I know your
So
wife
this isn't
doesn't
on the
love you.
phone. You're actually emailing.
Text,
fuck
no,
you,
text
fuck you.
messages.
Oh, text messages. Okay.
Text messages. Yeah, because we have the text app. So, anyways, going back and forth, and he's like, I'm like, look, I get it. You might have thought you ordered this, but you didn't. But you know what? I'll send the ones that you ordered, that you thought you ordered for free, if you just be an adult and admit you were wrong. Oh my God. You don't tell a grown man this, you know what I mean? And the worst part is like, these guys are, a lot of our customers are well fucking off, because if you're a dickhead, I'm not gonna lie, I Google your address. I see what I'm working with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Motherfucker had a mansion. I was eating fucking pickle crumbs out of a fucking Tapatio jar. This motherfucker's over here sitting on his third fucking pool. You can't be that fucking dumb and that rich, but then again, I guess you can. So, anyways, going off.
you can.
Yeah, going off and all this stuff. He's like, I was gonna put it on my son's golf cart because he just graduated this school. You sent me the wrong thing. Don't ever text me again. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm like, well, I'm sorry that he's gonna be disappointed just like you are, but all this shit. So, anyways, yeah, that's it. Just bitching about work stuff. I can't think of anything.
I think you've thought of enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
I-
Yeah.
I know Ern's had a rough kind of week. We all saw your message in Discord, and I feel for you, man. I can't say that I don't get very similar kind of situations, but I don't get a lot of meth heads. So that's just something I wouldn't want to have to deal with at all. But yeah, sometimes it's just you see that face of whoever it is walking in the door, and you already know what you're in for because,
Yep.
oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So much for what I was doing. Here's
Yeah.
45 minutes of my day gone.
Dude, and sometimes though, I wish we get the meth heads. We get the old guys that I'm being nice, and I'm being too nice for my position and how busy we fucking are.
I would
What
love to hear
part-
what that sounds like because I'm not experienced that with yours. So
Yeah. Or they come in, like, hey, how's it go? And they come in the front door. I sit right there at the front. Hey, welcome in. What can I help you with today? Oh, so I do this thing for these old people that can't, take care of themselves. I do all their legal stuff. Cool. What does that have to do with fucking stickers or signs? You know what I mean? Anyways.
Yes.
And then it just goes into and then I was helping this guy and then his family and his aunt and all this shit. Motherfucker stood there for 2.5 hours. And I'll try and recreate the face I make. I don't wear my glasses at work. Try and recreate the face I make, but do I look like I'm interested? Or I'm going,
You look really interested. In fact, I want to tell you my life story now that you look so interested.
And the people that talk the most buy the least.
they don't buy anything. Everyone
Yeah.
that comes in and talks forever, they're like, I'm full of satisfaction of human interaction. I don't need this anymore. Ho, 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 ho. I don't know why
The
I'm
people
jumping
that talk
that,
to me
but-
the most either buy a $5 candy bar or a $10 pre-roll. And that's the extent of it. And it's like, you're telling me I sat up here for an hour and a half? So you
We
I-
have
I
these
just-
we have these real estate guys that we're doing stuff for their whole team and all that stuff, and they're
Yeah.
cool. And they spend money, they've got money, but I can't. They're very nice. I'm pretty sure one of them was on TRT, because he's got to be at least 15 years older than me, but he's always fucking ready to talk about something. You know what I mean? So, anyways, we make his real estate signs he hangs, and the motherfucker, he came in today, and we're busy, we're a little short staffed, and shit. So I'm not even doing customer service or graphic design. I'm on the other side pressing shirts. I'm fucking cutting decals and shit. And he
Yeah.
comes in, and then he's like, oh, is that a restaurant next door? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, I used to run a restaurant. And then this. And then the owner comes out. They start talking back and forth. And that's when I'm like,
fade in
slide
the
down to the
background.
just slide down to the floor. Charlie horse. But yeah,
Crawling away.
yeah.
All
Anyways,
right. Well, before you had shout out, Chad, I just want to say that background you picked for this evening is absolutely gorgeous. I
yeah,
I really feel that background a lot. It's really nice.
yeah. Why else
Yeah.
do you feel that background?
I just think it's beautiful. I
Yeah.
think that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Like a plastic bag swirling in a heatful
Yeah.
tornado thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I did send Anomaly his shirt yesterday. It's a little late. I sent Snorkel one too. LT, I asked for your info and then you disappeared on us. I'll promise you, I'm not into you like that. Just send me your fucking address so I can send you a fucking shirt. I want
He's
you to be
not
sitting
traveling
there.
anywhere.
I want you to be sitting here eating your pickled eggs or whatever it is, wearing one of our shirts doing it. So send me your shit. Anyways, Kentucky was here first. He says, happy Friday,
He
y'all.
was
Happy
not
Friday,
here
Kentucky.
first.
Shut up, Snorkel. You don't count. Paul Cole says, booyah. Hope everyone's staying cloudy, af. That means as fuck, Anthony, by the way.
Me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't know what the TRT thing was, and I was just going to be silent about it.
Testosterone replacement therapy.
Okay, there we go.
When
I
older
don't
guys
need
get
any of that.
sad, and instead of taking like SSRIs, stuff for your serotonin levels.
Back in the day,
take
they bought a
TRT.
Corvette. Now they buy testosterone.
Yeah. I'm in the
Just buy a
gym.
prostitute.
I'm gonna post this on my Instagram. I may be 49, but people like this. Thanks, one like. It was me. It was he liked his own post.
Small.
Anyways, what's up? Ian's here. Paul Cole says also TJIF YOLO. YOLO. Haven't heard that one in a while. Let's see. Colorado Weeboo's here. He's saying he's pooping. Delaney's here.
I
Shay
thought
is
Win
here.
Tucky was a security guard.
He does a little
No, he
bit of
evidently
everything.
works
Now he
in
works
a
at a
cafe.
restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, he's universal AF.
Hey. Stop it.
Anomaly is here. Anomaly is finally watching the show now. I get it. They had their birthday last week. Happy belated birthday, Anomaly. But I'm going to say that you didn't watch because I didn't send you your shirt because you're just like Big Rick. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Colorado, Kentucky. Earn says you're late and that he should call her. Let's see. Kentucky said I worked 14 hours last
Don't
week,
call her.
Snorkel. My restaurant is slow as fuck. What if I called in a bunch of orders but never picked it up? Would that help, Kentucky? Probably.
No, it does not help.
You get to take home a sandwich, and you get to
You
take
get to
home a
take
sandwich.
sandwich. The rest are going in the trash.
I think I already shouted out Ian, but if not, Ian's here. Shay says, sounds kind of gay, you and that guy thing. But I mean, like, think about it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just roommates with benefits.
I need a explanation. What is a lavender marriage?
I think that's what you described.
Yeah,
Really? It has
two
a
dudes
name?
getting married with an open relationship.
Okay.
I thought it was that movie with Paul Blart and Billy Madison.
What's up, Chuck?
Up,
It was apparently Billy Madison.
Chuck.
Delane says it's cute you think they don't flip out about fucking around. Delane, he doesn't mean like gay guys. He just means two
God, no.
guys, hetero guys getting
Two
married.
heterosexual men getting married for all the benefits
Yeah.
and never having to worry about cheating on their spouse.
That's like when like people say like, "Oh, man, I'm so tired of blank sex. I'm going to go gay or I'm going to go lesbian." Have you met one of
Oh.
them?
Never mind. Delane has corrected what a lavender marriage is.
What did
Oh,
she say?
really? Okay, we'll find out later. When
The
Vandal
worst
gets
part
down.
is of all Vandal stories, he's allowed to talk to people like this. Actually encouraged to. I'm not encouraged to be a dick, but I always tell like the owner of my company that like we have a back room and they buy like big boxes of different like 30 different snacks. We have a fridge with just waters. They buy tons of soda. They do all this stuff. If I ever need time off, no questions asked. You know what I mean? I get to wear whatever I want. You know,
Don't
I
listen
don't
to
do my
V8 or-
hair. But like I always tell them, like the number one perk is that I get to talk to people like the way they talk to me. Like if I wasn't able to do that, I would have quit like a long time ago. So let's see. Delane says I have to bite my tongue and wait to hang up before I could talk any type of shit and hold it back when they call back or email. I want them to show their grandkids that I'm a fucking meanie. Like I want them to know. Ern says one of my stupid fucking coil lovers was C's cross-threaded from the factory, so I have to wait to see if they send me a new one, how long that's going to effing take. Dude, all you got to do is take a vice, and then you don't listen to anything I'm about to say.
I was like, wait, what?
No, send it back. Ern's already sent it back.
Yeah.
And now V8's trying to convince him to call her. Don't call her, Ern.
Yeah. Shut up, V8. I haven't got to him yet. Let's see. Ben's here. What's up, Ben? Excuse me. When
Not
Tucky
excused.
Sign says, from what I've done and who I am, I have friends and family shocked that I work in a cafe around real people. I feel for Vandal. I feel you too, Wintucky. I feel you too. I had a
So
guy,
are tips not taxed now? Have they gotten that figured out
No.
yet?
That's
I don't know.
That's
what I'm
in the bill, but they
yeah.
haven't passed
It's on a
anything
state.
yet.
It's also on a state level.
I think that's great.
That's
Personally,
if
I
you're
think
a
that is
federal
something that's
restaurant
long
employee.
overdue.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the
there's
thing.
no
Like
such
Snorkel
thing
just said.
as a federal restaurant employee.
Well, I mean, at this point, we don't really get into politics, but at this point, everything's going to be federal. let's
That
be
wasn't
honest.
going to be
Right.
politics of just just taxes.
You care about people's well-being? Let's
I mean,
see.
I think it's great. Overtime not being taxed would be a huge.
Listen
benefit.
here, you library Chuck. All right, you lib Chuck.
Why? I'm gonna
let's
remember
see.
that one.
Sometimes I just think, okay, I don't know that terminology, so we'll just move on.
yeah. Oh shit. Okay, let's see.
But also, give a meth head a disposable.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's talking about his story earlier from like the Discord. Twacked out, sweating and pacing around, talking about his magic quarters and how he invented Breeze vapes. It was okay until it got scary and I had to turn into an asshole. Here's the thing, Ern. I love you. I'm sure you're doing this nice guy thing. Always be an asshole. You know what I mean? With people like that,
Start off as asshole.
and then work your way down.
Not everybody
to
has the but not everybody has the ability to be an asshole and just go find another job if they get fired. Some people have records.
I don't think you
know,
get fired for being mean to a meth head.
Fuck. I mean, I hope not, but I don't know. Obviously the place he works for needs him more than he needs them. So
Yeah, there you go.
probably be all right.
Yeah. Let's see. Aaron said that's a kid's book, right? But also if you give a meth head a disposable. And Aaron says, I'm not saying anything bad about meth. It was fun. Just don't be a fucking junkie.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny because like earlier at work, my boss, I was like, we're right by a smoke shop. They sell like the Starbucks coffees. I should be drinking caffeine. That's why I'm a little bit more animated today. And I was like, hey, do you mind if I go grab a coffee real quick? And he's like, you should just buy the cases. They're cheaper. I'm like, yeah, well, if I have a case, that means I have to drink them. I shouldn't be drinking them. He's like, no, it doesn't. And like I've told him stories, about
Yeah,
like,
it
my
does.
life and stuff. And he's like, well, if I just had a bunch of cocaine right here, would you just want to sniff it? I'm like, well, go get some and we'll see. Like, come on.
I don't work in hyperbole.
Yeah.
In the wise words of Ern, I don't like cocaine. I just like the way it smells.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I get that. Anyways, the whiff.
Yeah.
Let's see. Delane
Welcome
said
to
a
the
lavender
club.
marriage is when a gay man marries a straight woman. So it's like the beard situation. That's what they call it, being a beard.
That's why
the person is the.
Well,
Yeah.
that I understand.
That was a beard marriage.
That was a normal kind of thing.
did
I
not
just didn't know they were
understand that
called
Didn't
lavender
know it got
marriage.
changed to lavender. I
Yeah.
thought the lavender was what Anthony had described.
like the
Stop
smell of
making
lavender.
gay things gay, Delane.
She's just taking it back.
Delane says, "Look at me and Vandal, man. Fuck you, bitch." Let's see.
He's not ready
let's
to
see.
come out yet, Delane.
Yeah, he doesn't
Forgive
deserve
him.
her either, but that's okay.
I don't have to. I don't have to. You got when my funeral comes around and you see some random guy crying in the corner, with his nails painted, you'll know.
It won't be me because I'll be dead long before you.
Ben says it's Pride Month. Be loud and proud, Vandal. I've been. Hell yeah, Ben. Get it? Because I've been. Anyways.
He's been, yes.
Yeah. Sewer Rug says, I'm spending much sewer bucks on this vacation. Please be quiet. It's sleeping time on the beach. Yeah, because that beach is boring as fucking. You're there. What's up, Sewer Rug? How are you? Let's see. Anthony, he's never going to give tax-free overtime. He just said that. Get dumb fucks. Vote for him. Yeah. I love being an asshole. Haha, they never fire me, says Earn. See what I'm saying? And then Kentucky says, where's it at? I skipped it, but I didn't mean to. 30. He says 30-ish years in construction, several years in security, and now I'm down the hill to retirement. I work in a cafe at a resort now, and like,
All right,
I gotta
laughed
know.
at Ronnie Jim. That was too good.
well, let's see what Ronnie Jim said. Just stopping by, say I've got better stuff to do tonight. Have a good stream.
The truth is,
yeah,
funny and
yeah.
hurtful at the same time. But yes,
But I think a resort kind of job would be
so
perfect
do I,
for someone
Ronnie
like
Jim. So do I.
Because like Kentucky's the guy that would wear the Hawaiian shirt, you know what I mean, and the shorts and the Birkenstocks, you know what I mean, like.
With socks, yeah.
Yeah. But hey, Kentucky, I understand, man. I agree with you, dude. Different jobs and all that stuff. Fuck, beef jerky factory, vape factory, sticker factory. What's next? Hopefully the I get hurt and I don't have to ever work again factory. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm hoping for.
Yes.
But yeah. So anyways, that's most of the chat. That's all I want to read. Oh, what's up, V8? He said if you give a meth head a disposal, we'll take it apart looking for the spiders at 3 a.m. Yeah. Anyways, that's it. That's all.
Okay.
That's the end of the show,
All right.
guys.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. We got better things to do tonight, so we're leaving.
I'm underscore Anthony Romelo. No.
Evidently, they're going to go hang out with Ronnie Jim.
If you want to rub it down, we can rub it down.
Oh wait, that's the wrong one.
I mean, we've only been talking incessantly for a half an hour now, so.
I've been talking for a half an hour.
Well, I think Snorkel and I got maybe 5 minutes of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rub down is down.
Okay, I gotta pick the right one here. Yeah, let's go with this one. All right, rub down is as follows. We're doing our Rotten Pizza review. Vandal's gonna do a segment that I thought was gonna be big, but maybe not, called The Mystery Business. I've got a segment that I want to do called Bad Guys. I've got some more random picks for you guys that things just come across my desk. One's really, really bad. And last but not least, if we got some time, we'll do some dirty drawing at the end. So whenever you roll that beautiful bean footage, we'll get on with the Rotten Pizzast of reviews.
You know what? It does make sense that Super Rug would go on vacation during Pride.
He had to go back to the bear cave.
The cave.
Yeah.
Paul Cole says Pride Month. What are they prideful about? And Ern says proud of their booty holes.
Proud that it's not legal for police to come in and beat them to death anymore. I don't know. That's something to be proud about.
This was just more for conversation piece and actually doing a review. But since you were doing things about mystery and the time period that you were talking about, like late 90s, early 2000s, I wanted to go back then and find something that was maybe a little less popular, but something that I truly enjoyed. I don't know how many people have ever seen Michael Douglas, The Game, but this was one of those movies that had great surprises throughout. It wasn't something that I saw coming necessarily. It's one of my favorite movies from this time period, and it was prime Michael Douglas stuff. Either of you guys ever seen this movie? Do you remember what it was about? Anything like that?
Hank Pym. He had the Pym particles.
Yeah,
and that's him falling apart into
not Marvel or DC on HBO Max. Then Vandal has no idea.
When he's falling apart into the miniverse.
I swear to God, I've seen this, but I couldn't tell you what it's about. As the tagline says, from the director of Seven, which is probably the only reason I watched it.
I thought it was good. The basic genre behind it was that, or the story behind it was that his brother bought him this package, basically, of this game where this company would like get totally involved in your life, and then they would kind of cause things to happen to you along the way, where you get to the point where you wanted to like jump off of a building. It was actors and all this. Well, he ended up finding out that's what was going on and kind of infiltrated the company and all this, but they were still pretty involved in it. And then you get this really cool surprise ending at the end, where he shoots his brother, who happens to be a young Sean Penn. That should tell you how long ago this movie was. So I thought it was great. It's just one of those older kind of mystery, thriller kind of movies that I really liked. And I saw the picture of it this weekend. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to throw that up there just to kind of mesh with what Vandal's talking about tonight. So.
Ern gave a very good synopsis.
Yeah. Okay, good. Was it
rich guys play an IRL game of life and death.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ern liked it.
Yeah.
International Racing League? Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. I know what that one is. It's just a joke. I would say I'm going to give this a good 8 out of 10 or 80% Rotten Pizza review. A movie that I would watch again, but it's one of those ones you got to let die down for a while so you can get kind of involved in it again. But I thought it was good. I don't remember any boobs in this, so it can't get that. I actually told the guy at work that. I'm like, these guys, like, I can't rate anything 10 out of 10 if it doesn't have boobs. So it's, no boobs in this one. And so the only reason that stayed for the longest is every time I said no boobs, one of the guys laughs. So it's worth it. All right, well, let's get on to your segment here.
Well, hold on. I got a review for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Anthony's going to hate it. You guys remember this? Like the squeezy candy?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah?
I guess it's like polar bear cum. I haven't had this shit since like 1993.
I've never had that.
Hold on. I'll do the ASMR style. You guys ready?
Okay, cool.
I am so glad for his noise canceling.
I know.
It's so good.
It didn't work,
No.
No.
It never does anymore.
Damn it.
Not since the days of the mozzarella.
Your
was taking forever.
upgraded mic just does not pick
Yeah.
it up.
I got a fan that's 10 feet from me over here, and you can't hear it, so it's nice on this newer
Yeah,
shit.
that's all I got. That's all I got. Anyways, I made a bumper.
Did it taste like car wax?
No, it does like. It doesn't taste good, but it doesn't taste bad. You know
So
what I
just
mean?
like I remember it, yeah.
Yeah, it's like almost
So
chemical.
what you're
but
saying
not
is it's
quite
just
chemically.
empty calories.
It's only 40 calories per serving, but they expect you to eat a quarter of it per serving.
I was gonna say how many servings? So 4 servings
Yeah,
at 80
At-
calories, so it's
40,
320.
40.
40, okay. So
Yeah.
160. That's actually not bad. That's probably why it doesn't taste good.
I don't know if Ern's going off his memory of the movie or if he looked something up, but I'm concerned for his mental health if this is his memory of the movie.
Okay. Yeah. Male butt does not count as nude. I wish they wouldn't put that on a movie. You know, at the beginning of the movie, it'll be like PG-13,
Nudity?
violence, nudity, sexual, whatever. And I get excited, and then it's some guy's ass, and I'm like, you fucks.
Anthony was like,
It was a nude ass.
Not the
God
kind of
damn
cleavage
it.
I was looking for.
and he's like, oh, I'm already here.
I mean, I just anyway.
What? Captain
There's a
America's
woman-
ass and not another teen movie? Come on, Banana Split. Okay. Anyways, I got a bumper. I'll play it right now.
Oh, why don't you play the bumper? But I'm really interested in what this segment's going to be about, so
I'm curious.
I'm excited.
So, last week I told the guys, I'll do a little bit of like a mystery kind of thing. So this will be an open-ended thing. It's not themed just for like how I usually just theme it just for that specific time. I do it the one time and never do it again.
Yeah.
So I made like a universal bumper for it. But anyways, I was like, like mystery kind of stuff. Like weird things and weird occurrences, kind of like unsolved mysteries. Except I don't have a cool trench coat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You didn't get
I-
squeeze candy in your mustache, did you? He's fucking with his mustache like it's sticky now.
No, it's because I haven't trimmed the mustache. Motherfucker's
Ah,
super bushy now.
trimmed mine this morning.
Yeah. I don't like shaving it up there anymore because like I don't want to get deported on accident. Anyways,
On accident.
I wouldn't give out your address on purpose.
yeah. Ern says, "Whoa, boys, really step up production value on the bumpers. Thanks, it was a template on Canva."
That's stepping up production value,
for
my dude.
me. Yeah. But anyways, so like kind of like weird mysteries and like occurrences kind of thing, and I think that because maybe it's because I was alive during those times, but there was a lot of weird shit that happened in the 90s, and there was a couple things that came to mind. Some of them were a little bit too sad. This one, apparently, I don't think it's too sad, but it's about the mass suicide event of the Heaven's Gate group.
Oh yeah.
Hey, did you know they found the 30th member of the Heaven's Gate cult?
Cool. Is this your segment or mine? No. Okay.
He was under the sink behind the comet.
No, I didn't know about that. That's a good joke. So anyways, back in like, it was like 1990, like around 95, 96, right? I
Yeah.
remember I was like, what? That was that like 4th, 5th grade, something like that?
Jesus
What year?
Christ.
Like 95?
It was
Okay.
between 94 and 96. It was Shoemaker Levy 9, the comet.
Depending on when it was, I was married and maybe had a kid.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you
I
at
was in
least
high
were-
school.
At least had a kid by then.
I was
Like,
married in 94, had a kid in 96. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, in that time frame.
I mean, not me personally. I donated, but what she did with it was on her.
Yeah. And Ern says, Unsolved Mysteries is the best. She's creeped me out. Creeped me out too. That music and everything. Now when you watch it like years later, you're like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever fucking seen. You know what I mean?
I used to watch it and just hope for the update at the end of the segment
Yeah.
because they'd put off with telling you everything was fine.
Yeah. X-Files
Then-
intro used to scare the shit out of me as a kid. It was
Good intro.
Anyways. So, Heaven's Gate is this thing. It's like this religious cult. Like, they're classified as a UFO religion.
Okay.
So that's basically what it is. So long story short, They were
Never.
mostly known for the mass suicides that were committed by its members in 1997. It was designated as a
Oh, it
cult.
was 1997.
Yeah. So I was off, and I have it right in front of me. So anyways, it was founded in 1974 by a guy named Marshall Applewhite. And I got to tell you, that's the most, like, cult leader fucking name you've ever heard of.
Pretty good, yeah.
Who
Yeah,
names
you
their
know?
kid Marshall anymore?
Yeah. And then, like, also led by Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles. Nettles. Like, well, are we watching the fucking Oregon Trail here? Anyways, they were known within the movement as Doe and T. They met in 1972, went on a journey of spiritual discovery, and they identified themselves as two witnesses of the book of Revelation. You know, the last book in the Bible. It says, like, you know, the four horsemen, they're going to come kill everybody, basically the end of the world shit. The Harry Potter authors of the Stone Age ran out of content, so they just said everyone's going to die. And basically, that's what the book of Revelation is. You know what I mean? It's Voldemort and shit. So anyways, in the 1976, that's when they got a few dozen members to stop. You know, they stopped recruiting people. They kind of kept it tight knit, and they created a monastic lifestyle. So, anyways, it's a mix of like Christian millennialism, New Age, and UFOlogy, and it's been classified as UFO religion. So, like, basically, it's space based. You know what I mean? Like, something outside of space is gonna like come and affect
What
them.
has to do with their beliefs too?
Yeah. Then
Yeah,
there's
there was a
belief-
UFO with enlightened beings flying
Yeah, so-
behind the comet.
Yeah, they thought that the group thought they could transform themselves into immortal extraterrestrials, aliens, and then beings by rejecting their human nature. So they would go to heaven, or it's referred to as the next level. It's just a pyramid scheme, basically, right?
Yeah.
And all that shit. So basically, and so the big thing that people know about them, though, which is crazy to me, because, like, don't get me wrong, you see a lot in today's, you know, like, just it's so mainstream now that in politics that people will blindly follow anyone, you know, mainstream politics. Like, it used to be like, you know, people used to think like sports teams and stuff like that, and the cult were cults and shit like that, because, like, yeah, I love my team, we won, let's burn our own city. That's nothing compared to, like, a lot of stuff that's going on nowadays. This has been so normalized. But anyways, back then in 1997, in San Diego, right, they discovered the bodies of 39 of their members of the group, including Applewhite, and it was in a house in San Diego suburbs, Rancho Santa Fe. It was a really nice fucking house, right? And so
Yep.
these people, basically, they created this jungle juice, basically, is what I'll call it, you know?
Okay.
And they all drink it to sin. But what's crazy to me, and let me throw it up on here on the screen, is like this was their leader. Let me close this real quick and bring this up. But, like, and you see this guy, like, you know, looking at you, like, I think that, like, you should know, like, maybe this isn't a good idea. Motherfucker looks like a skinwalker. But then again, I believe that maybe that's part of the appeal. You know what I mean? If you think that
Yep.
you're an alien race. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like,
That's
I
a
would
more
never
believable.
have taken that guy seriously. You know what I mean? He looks
Sure.
like a fucking Slim Jim with eyeballs and a mouth. You know, it's pretty bad. So, anyways,
Looks like you should be doing like a kids morning show.
yeah, yeah, and so, like, you know, they you know, did a bunch of different stuff in the Book of Revelation and all that stuff, and then they believe that they referred to themselves as the two, or the UFO two, the two leaders, right? They're supposed to be, like, you know, the pastor and the preacher, whatever the fuck I guess that you would want to call it.
Okay.
And so, they believe that they would be killed, be resurrected in the view of others, and then transported into a spaceship. These motherfuckers thought they were gonna get beam me up, Scotty.
Yep.
So basically, what happened was they got them all together, and in this really nice fucking house in San Diego, they did this whole thing about, you know, drinking the Kool-Aid, and they all died. And a lot of, like, eerie pictures came out of it. You know, obviously the bodies all on the floors and stuff like that. And the weird thing was, like, if they're not meant for this world, a lot of these people had pets. And, like, there was, like, a picture, I couldn't find it right now for some reason. But, like, that bugged me the most is, like, you know, they brought their pets and then killed themselves to transcend. But, like, they left their pets there. And, like, to me, that's the shittiest fucking thing you can do. You know what I mean? Like, you know, bring your pets into it. But there's, like, a picture of, like, a cockatiel or, like, a parrot or whatever, just sitting there watching these dead bodies fucking rot until the police showed up and found them. So basically, the whole point of me wanting to bring this up is, you know, we kind of get into weird subjects whenever I do a segment, you know, basically. But,
Yeah.
like, what would it take for you to believe that you would be able to transcend your consciousness to, like, a whole nother, like plane of existence? Like, is it something that you, either of you or a chat, thinks that it would actually like that there's something out there that's extra worldly. Like, I'm not just talking about like you die and you go to heaven. I'm talking like, yeah, there's like a thing out there that if you do a thing a certain way, you might go somewhere. Is there any time that you've ever thought that? Is there any time that you believed in that? You know what I mean? Or identified with something like that?
Well, can I ask some questions?
Of course.
Okay, so my first question is, how do we know that it didn't work?
That's fair.
Because there was no UFO behind Shoemaker Levy 9.
How do you know?
Because it crashed into Jupiter.
Well, that crashed. It doesn't mean the fucking spaceship crashed.
That pretty much you can't hide behind it if it's not there anymore.
Well, it had stealth technology. I mean, we're talking about that.
Then
But
why was it hiding behind a comet?
it wasn't. They didn't understand stealth technology at the time. You know, it was
Oh,
beyond-
okay.
We didn't have the internet back then. I mean, we're talking
We had the
1997.
internet.
97?
Yeah,
What internet were you on in 97?
We had the internet. It
Yeah,
wasn't
it was
AOL
shitty.
floppy disks in
Took
the mail.
Vandal 4 days to download
We had
a naked
AOL, we had
picture.
Alt Vista, we had Ask Jeeves.
The other question was, wasn't it the one that they all wore the same Nikes?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was correct.
Yeah, Ern made a mention about wanting their Nikes.
And a tiny bit off the subject, Vandal, because of your explanation of Revelations, I would love to hear you do the Bible in that kind of condensed way that you did.
Oh,
Revelation.
God.
I would really
No.
enjoy hearing the story all the way through, because that was absolutely fabulous. So I just
I can
wanted
do
to
it right now.
put that little snippet. I prefer you save it, but
I prefer you don't.
no, I really did. I thought that was good. You know, honestly, I mean, I don't want to trounce on anybody's shit, but I was
hail
brainwashed
Bob.
as a
Yeah,
child
sorry.
into some weird religious stuff and into a weird Christian kind of sect. So yes, I can understand how that could happen to a young person who is very naive. And I mean, they were saying this started in '93. I mean,
79-ish was like when they started, but they began
well,
doing
I think
the-
he said 72, and 72 was the year I was born. So, I mean, I'm sure that people were naive back then. You only knew what was around you.
Keep
And
trying
any
V8
kind of
autocorrect
logical
to stop.
argument could push somebody. And some people were just looking for shit like that.
right.
They just
and I
were like,
understand that.
this world doesn't make sense to me. I don't fit in this world. I don't, and these people were like, well, come here because we love you and you could fit in here. And, it becomes this thing.
As yeah,
So, yeah, I can understand.
yeah. So, but my question is
stop.
like the thing that you grew up in, right? The Christian stuff. Would you mind elaborating on that? Because I am curious. Because like I've said it here before. I grew up as like a Jehovah's Witness. I'll be completely honest. Like maybe it's super repressed, but I like. And don't get me wrong. There was things that were fucking weird, but it wasn't anything that I considered like cultish. You know what I mean? Like
Looking back on mine, it feels kind of that way. So the religious sect that I was involved with was apostolic, which
Oh.
basically is the strictest versions of things. So women can't wear pants because that's trying to dress and be like a man. You couldn't cut your hair because that was trying to be like a man. No makeup. You had different roles for men. So one of the weird things, and when you're a child and you get brought into this, I went to
it's normal.
church like 5 days a week. Tell me something other than work that you
Yeah.
did 5 fucking days a week, and that was just something that we thought was normal.
Yep.
Like everybody doesn't do this. We would go to Sunday morning service. We'd take a break for lunch, and then there would be Sunday evening service. And when you're like 6 or 7 years old, Sunday evening service might start at 6. It might not be done till 2 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
They
And
would do tongues and interpretation, which I didn't know
God,
as a
yes.
child that was just total malarkey. That's some
Such
kind of
bullshit.
God. Like I truly believe that God would, for lack of a better term, possess this person with this heavenly language, and then lo and behold, another person in the church would be able to translate for everyone. And this is a full congregation of people, and there's 2 people. One of them's like, and the other one's like, and God said that we should all do this and give more money. And not that they said those exact words, but I'm just saying,
No,
it's like,
they said those exact words.
becoming an adult and looking back on that logically, I think, how could adults be involved with something like that and think that that was progressive or right or true.
because they
And it
want to
fucking
belong.
screwed me up for a lot of years until I could
Yeah.
finally shake all that shit and look at the world from a different perspective. Like anything that wasn't Christian music was of the devil. Like it was trying to convert you into sin. And any sin that you had or did would send you directly to this horrible fucking on fire place.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what it was. Okay. If I didn't treat my sister with the utmost whatever, if I did anything to step out of line, I was going to hell. And that was
Yep.
the worst fucking thing that could possibly happen. And it's constantly this massive amount of guilt and worry that's on your brain all the time. When you're a guy like me and a kid that thinks the way that I do, it was too much. I mean, it could have easily sent me off into mental illness.
Yeah.
And maybe did. I don't know. So
That's
yes,
fair.
I do
And-
understand that.
So okay,
Yes.
and like maybe
Grim.
like because like I've shared like of course it wasn't early enough in life I guess to convince me, but
Good to see
my
you,
mom, what's up, Grim Green? It wasn't early enough in life to convince me, right? But sorry, I gotta say it, Grimothy. Anyways, like
But you lived a life outside of that before.
and that's the thing, and I think that
I was
maybe
born into it.
yeah,
That's a
you know what I
whole
mean.
different
And so I see that stuff, but like it's crazy though that you can go outside the outside world and then like it just harbor so much hate for it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And like this wasn't meant to be a religious thing. That was like last week and our last show and all that stuff. But you know, it delves into these ideas of like these people.
But Heaven's
it's
Gate
a-
was a religious thing. It's just a.
yeah. It was a space.
Yeah.
Well, and here's my thing.
I'd love to say
like-
it's a crazy religion, but they're all crazy.
Yeah, and like exactly, and like if you think about it, besides like what Buddhism, I guess because they have the guy of the statue like it's actual person or something. You know what I mean? Every religion to me is a UFO religion because like where's God at? He's up in the clouds. He's in space watching down over you. You know what I mean? So whatever.
Yeah.
So like but like and then it's funny because I'm thinking about it now and it's like and people's interpretation of things. So like I guess I was wrong about like not as experiencing the cultish stuff of it because like you said, my mom when she was trying really hard to do the religion thing, and I'm starting to come to realize I had a lot of repressed thoughts. My mom was a heavy drug addict. She just hid it very well. I never saw her use, but now when I think back on things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It had to be drugs, and stuff like that. And then of course her guilt was what she used to like push onto us. And so like
Yep.
like you said, anything is evil. Like I got my fucking ass beat for having Legos that were skeleton figures because that's a sign of the devil, and I didn't even think about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got
my
in
ass
trouble
beat
for having a Journey CD.
Yeah,
I mean, yes, I should have been in trouble, but not for the reasons that I got in trouble for.
yeah, and I don't know, but like
When my mom burned my D&D shit when I got baptized for the third time to save me from going to hell because I yelled at her.
Third time, Jesus.
I've been
Christ.
baptized 3 times. I'm definitely going to heaven if the once saved always saved crowd is correct. I'm so pissed.
Yeah.
well, ask
I
Mandy
wanna go
Moore
to
how
hell.
she's doing now.
Yeah, no, the veneer of religion for me was just so that my mom could showcase us on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday services, and then
Yeah.
treat us like absolute shit the rest of the week.
And that's the worst part about it is like that's what pushed me away from it, at all at the towards the end
No.
when I became like I started realizing the world around me because like when you're younger, don't get me wrong, like like when they say you have an old soul, it's just because you've been through a lot of fucking shit.
Yeah, it's been a lot of
Yeah.
trauma.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then like I didn't even think about it because like I got to get out of the house to go to this Bible study things and like they had these little gift
I had to go to
exchanges.
youth group, but that's where I knew all my
Yeah.
drug dealer friends. So
Unfortunately, man, the Jehovah's Witnesses were dry as fuck. They were fucking
yeah, no, we were Baptist and then Lutheran and then
Yeah, because I know Grimm's been through some of this too,
And
because
then-
he's talked about some of his religious
Yeah.
background with it.
because
It's-
apocalyptic that one's terrifying because that's just
and
one
if you
step
believe,
up from Mennonite.
believe. Like I don't want to dissuade anybody. Like I could sit down and have that dogma conversation with you and probably get you to quit.
Yeah.
Not trying to do that. Like you be you. But I'm just telling you, I had a lady
What
in
did
not
it
that
for
long
me?
ago started talking
Exactly.
about that shit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're wasting your time on this guy. Like I'm
But-
gonna destroy you in a
The
minute.
amount of
here
times I
about
get
how I
approached
feel
with,
about this.
Do
So
you have time to listen?
Yeah.
You don't have time to argue.
Yeah.
you really don't. Like I'm gonna teach you why what you're doing is a fear-based business, and once you start thinking about it, you might leave what you're doing.
Yo.
And that,
Oh,
yeah, and that's what pisses me off about it is because like like it was had to be like 8 to 9 years ago now, right? My mom was texting me at a certain point. I was trying to be a bigger person, not a better person, a bigger person, right?
Yeah.
And so at one point, I actually, because it was a necessity, I had to get a birth certificate, and I didn't have anything way to get it. She had to get it for me. So, I'll admit I'm a transactional person. With people I don't like. So, anyways, have a good night, Grim.
Transactional.
That's why we only see him once a week too.
Yeah. And so, anyways, she was like texting me about it was around the time that COVID first hit, right? And it's like, oh, this is like the coming of all this stuff, and I'm like, stop fucking reading those watchtowers. And I went this whole thing about your spaghetti monster god, and you thought it was going in here. And she's like, it's okay, sweetie. I still love you. I'm like, oh, you fucking bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought I hit that point, and then that's when I realized there's no getting through to some of these people. You know what I mean? And stuff. But yeah, but
brainwashing is a real thing, and it's something that a lot of people easily fall into. I hate saying it's like a weak-minded thing, but you got to question everything. You have to look at a situation and step back and go, why do I think this way? Why is this the way? You just have to.
Yeah. And if it makes anyone feel better, Wintucky's has to go too. One too many beers. Have a good night, Wintucky.
Good night, man.
And if it makes anyone feel better, I did believe in that kind of stuff at a certain point because when you're younger and you figure out what self gratification is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And of course, as a kid, going through your teen years, and I didn't have the father figure thing. My mom married Bill, but I didn't want his input on anything, so I didn't listen to anything, But he was also a Jehovah's Witness that was excommunicated, but he still went all the time. I'm like, why the fuck would you hang out with people that don't like you? Anyways, I thought it was evil, you know what I mean? So, and I remember I wasn't the praying type where I was like, God, if you can help me stop touching my wiener, I'll be the best person ever. 20 minutes later, I'm touching my wiener.
God, yeah. The amount of masturbation is evil. God damn it.
Yeah.
Really ate the cornflakes on that one.
Yeah.
Was there anything other than Heaven's Gate you had for this?
No, I figured it would.
Okay.
I'd draw it out long enough. But the thing is I
didn't know it would trigger me so much, but man, sorry
it's
about
all right.
that.
But we kind of got a little bit off topic. But the thing is what would be the promise that that you would take that risk? What would be the promise that you would take that risk?
That's a really good question. We were just talking about that at work today. Who the fuck wants 40 virgins? I don't want to teach all those.
I don't want to disappoint 40 people.
40 people? No, thank you.
Sounds exhausting.
No, you heard about the Jewish guy that went to heaven and he made a Holocaust joke in front of God, and God well, that's pretty disrespectful. And I'm like, huh. And the Jewish guy's like, I guess you had to be there.
But yeah. So I mean, we got some stuff.
I'm
chat.
trying to think of what would you mean because
while you think on that, I'll read some chat
work.
stuff.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's
see. Ern says my grandma gave me a book that told me rock music was the devil. Yep. Been there.
Watch out for that backmasking.
I thought it was Christina Max says V8. I don't know what he's talking about. Delane says I listened to documentary interviews of from her victims and it's like how dumb can people be? Yeah. And and Anthony making a good point, you know what I mean? If you're born into that kind of stuff, but I can see how, and a couple people said it in chat already. I'm not going to scroll back to see who said exactly, but a lot of people are just alone and lonely mentally.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It becomes a social thing, and they're pretty accepting, of no matter how ugly or fat you are, they'll take you in to their bosom.
Yeah. Let's see. Ern says my dad was hella Christian, but he never pushed it on me. It was nice, and that's the thing is
there we go. Yeah,
you know what I mean. You can believe what you want, and there have been people that have been things that I don't like or agree with, but the way that they handle themselves for it, I did think I questioned it. You know what I mean? Question maybe this would be the thing, and if anyone's ever trying to force you into something with the thought of you're gonna burn forever or you're gonna be judged or something like that. Move somewhere else, man. Because guess what? You can start over new. You know what I mean? You have what's in front of you right now, and that's all you can control. Control what you can. Let's see. V8 says I turned a Seventh-day Adventist to atheism by pointing out the silliness of her religion. I turned a Seventh-day. Delane says I've been given religion cards at work at least 5 times over the last few years. Well, yeah, because she works in a corporate setting and she's tattooed all her arms and everything. You know what I mean? It's funny.
Teeny,
You know,
Jesus.
I was using Delane for content now, but all of her coworkers think she's a lesbian. It's great. Like, 'cause she's just rude. You know what I mean? I'm like, she's just mean. You know what I mean? Like, let's see. V8 said, I did it for her well-being. The fact that she was a redhead with huge melons had nothing to do with it. Yeah, of course. And it's funny you say that because, like, the only reason I used to look forward to the little youth meets in the Kingdom Hall, the Jehovah's Witness stuff, is because the weird 3 brothers that look like they had, like, none of the genes, the sister had all the genes. You know what I mean?
They broke all the ugly branches on the way out just to spare her.
You know, and it doesn't matter, but then she ended up becoming a porn star, so... Not a
for
good
her.
one. Not a good one.
Oh, for shame.
Yeah. Ern says, when my mom made me get baptized at 16 before a major surgery, they asked me if I renounced the devil, and I answered no in front of everyone. People gasped. I genuinely just didn't know what he meant.
Why would I want to make enemies
I don't know
before
what
I die?
renounce means, so
Delane says, I love that each of you had a different reason to not want 40 virgins. I don't want to teach them. It's too many people. That's exhausting. Delane says, Vandal's not wrong. An employee asked me because I always wear pants, keep my hair in a ponytail, and I'm a bitch to everyone. You know what I mean? And that's the thing.
sounds like a lesbian to me.
Yeah. And then Ern says, I love finding the crazy religious pamphlets and random public bathrooms while traveling across the country. I got 3 on my last trip. And
Hells
I got
yeah.
it. And like, here's my thing. Let's a little play on that. And it's like, you know, I love like old propaganda stuff from like World War I and World War II, the posters and stuff like that. But I love the religious ones because like they're just so fucking out there. You know,
The
what I
only
mean? Like,
ones I hate that are the fake half of a dollar bill
oh yeah.
that people use,
That's a
and then
good
the
one.
rest is the track.
Yeah.
Those people can get punched straight in the face until they can't see anymore. But all the other religious tracks, whatever, they're funny. But the
Yeah.
money ones, no, I'm gonna hunt you down. I'm
Yeah.
going to hurt you.
Yeah. No, that's right there.
Yeah. I don't think Anthony thought of his
That's
yet,
where I draw the line.
yeah. I don't think Anthony thought of his yet, but like I'll be honest with you, like the promise for like whether it's like a cult or it's like a religion would be like unemployment checks for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Like that's
Also, with what V8 said, 72 virgins or a bottle of tequila and 3 chicks that know what they're doing. Yeah.
I was 20 already.
Yeah, but wait, if you died and you had to get one of those two, do you want the 72 virgins or the other?
Oh, Delane says, oh, and my life partner, Chris, orders clothes every week and makes me watch Gossip Girl in the OC. I'm in touch with my emotions.
And Chris is such a oh, that's so
Fun with
good.
androgyny name.
And if you ever call her at work, they're not going to be able to tell that way either.
Fuck yeah, I watched Gossip Girl VA. I watched the OC. I watched everything. You know, life's a
Good for
garden,
you.
man. You gotta dig it. You know.
Dig it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But Anthony, did you think of what your turning point would be?
Mine would just be mean. Like I would honestly say, like my turning point would probably be that everybody gains weight, but they can't lose it. So it's just a everybody is fat all the time. So I feel like I'm part of that group. Because I don't eat that much. I know my size would say that I eat a lot, and I honestly don't. And I can't move. That's the problem. My arthritis just keeps me from being able to be like movable, and it
Yeah.
pisses me off that I cannot get down to any kind of decent.
So
it's like
instead of
constantly- so I just want everybody else to feel my pain. Is basically what the deal
so
is.
instead of
you being
instead of
able to-
curing
Yeah.
arthritis, you'd
Right,
rather
no,
bring
none of
everyone
that.
down with
Everybody
you.
else gets
Yes.
fat.
Okay, gotcha. Snorkel.
Because I'd love to see how some of these thin people who've been thin their whole lives could deal with that situation of not being able to lose the weight. It's like, you're fat. And all those fucking things that you thought about fat people, it's like, nope, you're not allowed to lose any weight. It's just not the way it works. You're all just going to be fat. Plus, all the girls would have big jugs. So I'm on board for it.
I mean, quantity over quality, I guess.
There's some quality out there.
I'm just being a dick. Snorkel, is there a thing for you that would be like number one cult?
Go to
Like,
Diddy's house and get that baby oil. We'll all have a good time.
I mean, I've always wanted to start a cult. I'm just too lazy.
God,
But
I've thought about that for
I-
years.
I even got ordained so I could do it, and I'm just too lazy.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the only thing that could convince me is actual empirical evidence. Like Jod himself showing up and being like, "I'm real," I'm okay with. But until anything lacking that, no, I'm good with just dying and becoming nothing.
I'm
I'm-
so
I'm-
glad I picked one of the random picks for tonight. I can't even-
Ern says it would have to be financial
Does
security
it have to
or
do with gifts?
forever or something that would get me into a cult. So Ern just wants to be a capitalist. He just wasn't born into it. Ern just wanted to be born into a nice family. That's all. Yeah, you know,
Ern, just move to a different country.
it's pretty wholesome.
No, but I mean, Vandal, you know this, and I surely do, and I'm guessing Snorkel probably does too. Living poor is one of the most miserable fucking experiences of the human existence. So I
Yo.
can understand where he's coming from. Like there are some times I look back on and I'm just like, how in the fuck did I make it through that period of time? You know?
And I guess, like, you know, I look at it differently. Back when, you know, I was, you know, dirt poor, you know, and I wasn't quite, you know, moist plant that's still dying, that's watered poor. You know, I don't know. I was a lot more careless, you know, carefree. You know what I mean? And maybe like I'm hitting that point in like, you know, the life where it's like, damn, responsibility is bearing down on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. For me personally, like, I can't imagine, like, you know, I can tell the stories about it, but always make it to a funny thing. You know what I mean? So like for me,
That's
it's
just to
just
cover up the pain. That has nothing to do with it actually.
and I
being
guess maybe
funny.
I need to go see a therapist. I don't know.
Ah, you're
But
Yeah,
right.
then I don't
think?
want to. I don't want to ruin it. That's the last thing I
Go
got.
smoke some Marlboros.
The last thing-
You'll be all right.
It's the last
Therapy
thing I
was
got.
great.
But yeah.
It's mental health month too. A bunch of pussies.
Mental health is important. Take care of yourselves.
Yeah. I just throw the pills at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see. Ern says, I was ordained in the church of subgenus for a while, the religion devoted to slacking off.
Well, fuck,
think-
I got to get ordained in another church now.
Which is funny because, like, when I was doing, like, photography for a while, I was wondering if, like, maybe I should do that. Like, could you imagine me at, like, yeah. So these motherfuckers met when they're eating each other's ass downtown, you know what I mean? And then, you know, like. But
I think that religion might be misnamed. It shouldn't just be subpar.
But yeah, you know, so like this will be a recurring segment. There's a bunch of stuff I found that I'd want to get into. You know,
Yeah,
some of
good.
it'll be darker and stuff. And granted, I didn't show you the pictures of the people and all that stuff because most of us knew. I mean, V8 and Ern had a lot of the names and stuff of these people down already.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
I'm not here to teach you guys anything. I'm
I
not
would
here
have
to
had
like.
to Google for that shit. They knew
Yeah.
it. So,
No, I haven't thought about Heaven's Gate in a long time.
Yeah.
did you hear
That's
that
just
joke
crazy.
about Jonestown?
Well, I heard I heard somebody on the internet this week talk about if you didn't live through the OJ trial, it's one of those things you can't explain of how much of an impact it had across things. And I mean, short, but I was cleaning carpets at the time, and every house I went to had that
Had it
fucking
on.
shit on the TV. That's all anybody wanted to talk about. And it's kind of like this. It's like if you weren't there during the Heaven's Gate thing, you can't realize how big because you know it was very newsworthy. You know, there weren't school shootings, and you know this was a big deal.
I mean, there were. They just
Well, but
didn't get media
It wasn't
attention.
Columbine yet, so
Yeah.
It
That's the
wasn't
first
white
one that
people
got
yet.
media
a
attention.
few years later. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was
V8 says
99?
I'm ordained in the Church of Dude.
Yep.
I'm gonna let it go. Gonna let it go.
Dudeology
But yeah.
from Big
So
Lebowski.
I found some things, you know, we'll do it later on, but that was mystery business.
That was good, man. That was a great segment. No issues.
I'm
You wanna
glad
do
you
some
got to
bad
learn a
guys?
little bit about yourself.
I don't know about these bad guys, but sure.
Yeah, bumpers up.
Shiny.
Yeah, all the rest of the
Must be
stuff I have
bad
is
guys.
stupid. That's about as intelligent as we're gonna be. Just being honest with you guys, like that's it. That's all we're doing. I made the bad guys thing just for Snorkel too. Well, sort of for Snorkel for me too.
Oh no.
It's only 3 seconds, so you'll miss it. It's quick.
Oh God, warn me. Tell me when it's coming.
It's already been there and gone.
Oh
It's
God
already in
damn
your
it!
hair, Snorkel.
I was expecting you to play it in the background. What the
I
hell?
didn't. No,
You
no,
bastard.
I didn't. You bastard.
V8 says, I've been to the Heaven's Gate mansion. My ex Morgan lived in the house around the corner. He sounds like a nice guy. Anyways, what's Bad Guys about, Anthony?
So Bad Guys started out because of this chat member's comment. And I think she was talking about the last PT Cruiser car that we had last week. Because like a person driving this is about to put Roger Rabbit into the dip. And I thought, you see a lot of like movie clips and stuff on social media, but I'm wondering how many people could actually name the movie from just the bad guy. Because I'm a huge fan of Bad Guys. I think Bad Guys make movies or break movies. Like,
Yeah, a bad guy
protagonists
makes
are
it suck.
hit
Yeah.
or miss. Like, it doesn't really matter to me. It's the bad guy that's the most important to me. And some really famous people make incredible bad guys, but they just don't play them very often because they don't want to get typecast as like in a bad guy role. So yeah, that was the first one that I was thought about, was like, okay, what's the name of this movie? And this isn't a game that we're gonna get, whatever. I just wanted to make it kind of conversational. So.
Roger
Oh,
Rabbit.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
But do you remember? I mean, this was huge.
I just recently
scary,
learned
too.
this was a book first.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was a book. This
Elaine
movie is
probably read
based
it
off
already,
of a
but yeah.
book. I did not know that. Found that out like I think a month ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. It was just random. So
Wow.
weird that you're bringing it up now.
So obviously this is Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but this was one that I was like, everybody's gonna know this, but can they tell me which movie this is actually from?
All of them? Every one he's been in? Is this
wanna say
the fucking
Rocky.
kickboxing one?
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm not gonna. I mean, I'll at least give Chad a couple of seconds here. to
Oh
think.
yeah.
Give me
I don't
actual
remember
correct like full name.
I
of the
don't
movie.
remember the name of the movie, but I swear to God it's the kickboxing one.
Ern says Rocky
Oh,
3.
we got
V8
Rocky,
says
Rocky 3.
And Ern is correct. CBA.
Ah.
Everybody does that, but the original Rocky movie doesn't have this. In fact, it's not Rocky 3.
Oh no,
That's not
which
correct.
Rocky is it? Rocky 2?
It's not Rocky 2 either.
Rocky 4?
It is Rocky 4.
I didn't know if they had a 5 or I would have
Rocky
guessed
3
that.
has my favorite bad guy from the Rocky series in it, which is Mr. T as Clubber
Yeah.
Lang. But yeah, this one didn't come out until the 4th installment. And in my opinion, one of the best Rocky movies.
I never
Rocky
watched
1 is not very good.
I've only
In
seen
all
the
honesty, it's
first one.
it's a difficult watch.
I'm not a Sylvester Stallone fan, man. Like,
I
don't
didn't
like
think
the
you
way
were.
he
That's why
talks.
I started to think about doing a top 5, but I'm like, he doesn't like him that well.
Sylvester
so-
Stallone sounds like he didn't even graduate
I loved your
kindergarten.
top 5 from last week. I think that's something we should do again. But
Yeah.
you're gonna have to pick the actor, because if I do,
I won't
I'll
know.
know and no one else will. So it's just kind of a waste of time. So, but I thought that was pretty good.
So can I
yeah,
ask a
Rocky
question
4.
then about like the
Yeah.
whole Rocky thing? Like, because like every time that people talk about it or I see clips of it, it's kind of like Rocky's gonna save the world in these boxing matches.
Yes,
Oh, okay. That's
I
that's
mean,
the
he brought
That's
the
the
communists and the
gist.
Americans together with a "Can't we just all get along" speech at the end of this movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that was the time. I mean, Rocky is one of those movies that's supposed to like inspire like a pride in America. Like that was what you just felt
Oh.
proud to be an American after you watched a Rocky movie.
Rocky
Is
4.
Sylvester
He pees when
Stallone,
he's
like-
punched.
A straight up American.
Yes.
I've always thought just because I just always assumed he was from somewhere else.
I mean, he was known as the Italian Stallion, but he grew up in New York.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
Or no, probably Philadelphia. Sorry, probably
Yeah.
Philadelphia. Since that's where the whole movie is based in.
Yeah,
Let's
he
call it
just never
Philadelphia.
graduated kindergarten. That's why he talks like that.
Yeah, he was in Philadelphia.
I can't stand the way he talks.
All right, well, here's another good one. One of my absolute favorite movies of all time.
Motherfuck.
It's John the Malkovich.
And Jason Bourne's on the other side of the fucking
Jason
table.
Bourne is on the other side.
Ah, fuck the goddamn name
Rounders.
of
The
that
Hulk
goddamn
is also his buddy in this.
Rounders.
Actually, the Incredible Hulk is his buddy in this.
Oh man, it sucks to learn how like shitty that guy actually is in real life.
Yeah, it does.
I think that the longer we live, the more shitty we find out that our favorite actors actually are.
I
But
wouldn't call him a.
I don't
favorite.
expect actors to be regular people.
Yeah.
You know, if you expect to meet Johnny Depp in person and expect him to be regular, you are kidding yourself. Look at what we've asked him to be.
Yeah.
You don't be Edward Scissorhands and Jack
Well,
Sparrow and be a normal person.
Well, yeah, and here's my thing too: is like, you know, enjoying something without being a part of like the community of it, or like, you know, like the lives of celebrities. Because like, there's a lot of celebrities out there that, you know, I don't say I would admire or anything like that, that I enjoy, right? And then like when you dig deeper into it, you're like, God, I don't like this guy. I don't like this girl. I don't like.
There's
this
one that I
person."
admire that hasn't had a problem yet, and you know, it's one of those things where I'm just like, please don't.
Yeah,
Please.
everyone loves Keanu Reeves. Like,
Everybody loves Keanu Reeves. Like he's
Yeah.
the cult of personality right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
I
yes,
found
Ben
my money.
NBA, you are
Yeah.
correct. It is Rounders. Yeah.
Also, Vandal had it right. He tried to hide it, that he got it right by talking over himself, but he got it right first.
Good. Good.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
knew
think.
the
I
movie.
honestly wasn't sure if you guys would know that. This next
I
one's
know
a
the
little
movie.
tougher,
The
but our
movie's good,
older
though.
people in the chat probably will know this, or anybody that's a fan of good cinema.
Kung Fu Hustle.
No.
Kung Fu Panda.
Also, no.
The
Kung
Mummy.
Fu.
The Mummy with Jason Statham.
The Mummy with Jason Statham.
Man who died in a tragic knitting accident.
I'm starting to love Jason Statham more and more as time goes on.
Oh, Jason
The
Statham's
tales
great.
of the man who loved his Coke pinky fingernail too
I still
much.
can't watch the Meg 2. The Meg one was so bad. I can't bring myself to do it.
I
looks
think
like
we've got 3
chat,
correct
yeah.
answers in
Dude.
chat.
Nice job, gentlemen.
Those were quick too.
That is really quick. I'm okay with that too. Actually, he is. I've seen the posters coming out. I don't know if it's a real thing, but it looks like he may be playing Dracula.
How's that?
Who's that?
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love that. What was that movie? The fucking Devil's Advocate. That was great.
Devil's Advocate.
Yep,
when
Devil
he
Advocate
played
is
John
good.
Constantine was fucking good.
Constantine 2 is.
I know. I'm
It's gonna be
I'm
terrible.
hoping. I'm
Nope,
hoping.
It's going to be really bad. I'm not going to do this for a review because I was so disappointed. But The Accountant 2. It's
Oh,
fucking
no.
terrible.
Is it
That's
bad?
on Amazon. So
It's so. I mean,
Amazon has
nobody
good
saw The
TV.
Accountant 1 other than Amazon. So, and it's great.
Evidently, Meg 2 has dinosaurs.
Fuck man, I can't. I just-
here's the thing. Delane
I'd
loves.
rather watch The Beekeeper on repeat than watch the Meg 2. I just can't. I just can't do
Yeah, but you could replace Beekeeper with every other movie he's ever done that wasn't the Meg.
it. It's true, but The Beekeeper is so ridiculously bad but funny and
Yeah.
fun to
Yeah,
watch.
Constantine
You
was
have-
the
they
first
just keep
one. was
trying
good.
to put beekeeper stuff in the script and it doesn't
Yeah.
fit, but they're forcing it in there anyway.
Like I watched recently. What was a little while ago? The one Wrath of Man. You know that one was
It's a
good.
great movie.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
like that
great
one a lot.
movie.
Yeah. Low Pan said Earn, so he got it right. It's funny because I only looked into this movie because of the fucking memes, but I still don't remember the name of it.
I know the name of this movie, but it's advertisement for why you should not have a bowl cut. It's a 2-hour-long documentary on what happens when you give your kid a bowl cut haircut. He turns into
Vandal's had
this.
him a couple of times.
Yeah,
Not on
and,
purpose.
He,
Well,
he-
hey.
Yeah,
he's-
and that wasn't Vandal, it was Vandale. So Ben
He's
says
one
no country
cow
for
s-
old men.
There we go. He's one
Ben is
cow
all over
slaughter.
this shit. Ben is my soulmate when it comes to this shit. Ben, you
This
wanna get
movie
married?
was
Talk about
so
getting married?
good.
Yeah.
This movie was so good and like a pinnacle of
We could get a boat.
good villain. Just oh fuck, this movie
Yeah,
was good.
one of the best. Yeah, a really, really good film.
And he did so fucking good in the role.
yeah, I tried to do
Rex-
stuff that was popular enough that people would know. So
Sir Rex said Joaquin Phoenix is looking rough these days.
Oh my god.
Ern says one of the creepiest bad guys ever. And I think that's the whole point of the bowl cut. You know what I mean? Like, how off-putting can you make someone that scares the shit out of you?
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's always that intimidation factor, right? Of a big person that they're just like scary looking. But like when they're weird and scary, that's
well, what kind of assassin walks around with an air tank? Like, you know you're in fucking trouble. Like, No gun, just the air tank and this thing.
Yeah, well, if you've worked in
Uh,
a slaughterhouse, you know how bad that thing he had in his hand is.
Ben says I'm a big
do
fan
not
of movies.
do not like having had that summer job. Finding out that people that like to work there really like to work there.
Me too, Ben. Maybe you and I should be doing a show together about movies. The other two guys couldn't give a fuck. And that was honestly the reason why I picked this last one. And this was just for
Oh,
fun.
no.
But I thought you guys would get a kick out of it. So
the
Hells
best
yeah.
fucking
The
Super
best
Mario
vi-
content ever.
And
I don't
the
care
best
what
video
anyone
game
says.
adaptation ever made.
Yeah.
Nothing has topped this for a video game adaptation.
This
Oh,
is the
this was
absolute
pinnacle.
best.
making my back hurt just hearing you say that.
Final
Name-
Fantasy movie,
name-
CGI, even the
name
Fallout TV
one-
show. No, this
Name
is
one video game movie that was better.
Hitman.
Did you ever play the game?
That's not the point.
No. It
Yeah,
was only
but
because it had
you can't
boobs in
compare
it.
the movie to the game because like this was
Just
nowhere
because
near
Olga's
the game.
boobs are in it does not make it a better than the video game. This was
Yes,
as good as
it
the video
does.
game. You know,
Super-
there's
yeah.
more boobs in the video game,
Okay.
right?
So John Leguizamo is Italian.
Mamma Mia.
Well, I mean, he's more Italian than the shrew.
Than Vandal, maybe, but that's about it.
alligator.
I can't do this outfit for Halloween. Delane, this is the face I made Subaru when he first started coming on the show. It's still up on the fucking IG. No, but like honestly, this was like one of the best fucking. And I get it. It's a little slapsticky and like the actor that played
and
Mario.
it's terrible.
No one ever fucking remembers him, and like he's still nobody. But like, it was so fucking
He's the
good.
guy from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, same thing. Like,
I love this movie, but this character
Austin's
is
Bob
no good.
Haskins. Bob Haskins is his name.
yeah, but no, this was so good. Like the
I could have
costume
said any
design.
name, you would have been like, yeah.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus. But no, like
She
this
talks
this
like
was
him.
good for that time frame. You know, for what they could do. Like they did a really good job on the costumes and the outfits. You know, and all that stuff. And it was slapstick and like it was just so good. I watched it like not that long ago, and of course it doesn't look great, but it's not one of those movies where like you go for the quality of the production, you go for the feel of it, and like this movie feels good. Like
And yeah, that's great. It helps with your depression, and I get it. So
Yeah.
that's
Ben says it was like my favorite movie for a good while when I was a kid. And then he's liquid, bro. He can play anything you want. A pest, a drag queen, or an Italian plumber. Dude has range.
Dude has range.
this seems like a movie that Vandal would have stolen from the video store. Like,
Oh,
that's
absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, this never got
I'd steal
returned
this
to
movie from a
Hollywood
yard
Video.
sale.
Yeah,
I'd steal
this
this movie
movie,
from a yard sale.
this movie did not get returned to Hollywood Video. It it stayed in the
always
collection.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's been checked out for 6 years. Sorry.
Yeah.
Good luck
Luckily,
getting
that
those
video
fees
store-
now.
Yeah, they don't exist anymore, so fuck them.
Yeah, come on, Capital. You're up next.
Columbia House. You fuck.
What'd I say?
Capital.
Capital Records,
Which is a
Columbia
record
House.
company, so at least
I
we're
mean,
getting a little bit
He
closer.
was close enough.
Closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah.
Let's do some random picks, and then we can do some drawing and get out of here.
All right. Oh, I forgot to put the random picks bumper up.
Well, you only had one job, so good job.
Hey, 98% of the time it works, none of the time.
No big deal. Let's run through some random picks. So, yeah, you guys, just stuff that comes across my desk in the week that I think is funny. You may or may not. We'll just see how this goes. The last one is going to fit perfectly with what we had talked about this evening, so you just have to wait for that one. But
Oh,
anyway,
no.
this was an item that was for sale on Marketplace. Wasn't exactly sure how I felt about this.
Let me.
I feel like he didn't need to mention that the box is custom. Um, I'm pretty sure at no point did I look at that and go, you know what? Where can I buy that at Walmart?
You know
I
what,
could
guys?
see that maybe working on a college campus and taking drunk people home. Like that's
Yeah.
about the
Oh,
only way I
hell
could see
yeah.
that working.
Yeah.
with.
You know, at first I was like, you know what, this whole Made in America thing is bullshit. But after seeing this,
Are you on board now?
yeah,
What's that outdoor festival you guys always talk about? Burning Man.
yeah, Could you? No, the sand would be way too soft to try and pedal. Like a couple of like rolling ass fucking CEOs around. You know what I mean?
I think you get a little sunburnt that way too.
Yeah. Ben says it looks tippy. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you have to
You're
ride with
only
two
going-
people.
That's why
Both
it's
of
in
your kids have to be
Wisconsin.
approximately the same weight.
And it's
Yeah.
in Wisconsin. There's only straight roads. He never has to turn left or right with that thing. So
Did they outgrow it? Is that why it's for sale? 275 seems a little on the high
it's
side.
a little steep.
You're
Yeah.
paying for the wood, not the bike.
You're paying for the craftsmanship.
Yeah,
Is that what we're calling it? Okay.
Oh,
that's
This
crown
one just
molded.
made me laugh because I'll tell you, there was an interview that I saw, but you know it's got to be European because they spelled color with a U.
what are you supposed to
It's
call
a Ryan Gosling coloring book.
It?
And I
Like,
just
get
read this
that,
as-
but
Color me good.
color me good.
I saw Ryan
Pronounce it
on
correct.
a interview, and the lady that was interviewing was obviously from like the UK or something, and she was like, "Do you know that there's a lady who makes tea towels with your face on them?" And he's like, "No." And so she pulls one out, and this is the worst, like Ryan Gosling looking thing on. And this lady obviously sells these, and I was like, "This falls right in line with that, like the Ryan Gosling coloring book." Nobody else, just him. I just thought it was funny.
I saw that.
People who are collecting cards, cards, these polka shit cards that have these
Pokemon.
massive values because for some reason, like they're just gonna go the way of the Beanie Baby. But I think the guy who collected these really thought someday these were gonna be worth some money.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Happy Days
Oh.
trading cards. Jesus Christ.
why are they off-sized? Why are some of them trading cards and some of them are coasters?
I mean, who wants the? I got 3 Mr. Cunninghams. I'm gonna trade it for a. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like, who?
I did not-
Why did this?
Oh
exist?
wait, no, they have one with the Fonz with his thumbs up way down there on the bottom. Okay, we're fine.
Sorry, I had to get my card collection.
Like, what are you doing, Vandal?
Vandal had to
Oh,
make sure
bro.
nobody stole his cards.
Did you drop your squeezable candy and you're going looking for
No.
it?
No.
Okay.
I had to get my notebook.
All right. This isn't the last one, but it does fit in line with the things we were talking about earlier. I'm sorry. This made me laugh way too much. I even looked at all of the pictures of this.
What the fuck?
It's supposed
Christ
to be
puppet.
Jesus, and the feet and the hands have pre-sewn holes.
Oh my god. Just buy this for a kid named Thomas so he could put his finger in the holes. We're
Why does
good.
he have Sewer Rug's haircut?
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I want
Hand,
to.
it's
I
a
came so
hand
close
puppet.
to ordering a puppet this week that looked kind of like Sewer Rug, so I could just mouth it on the screen because he wasn't here.
It
But,
is
man,
Sewer
this is-
Rug. This is a picture of Sewer Rug on vacation right now, folks.
Yeah, this is what his wife
Sandals
has
and
to
the
see.
beach robe. Yeah, this is just Sewer Rug laying out on the beach.
V8 says, "I'm not fisting Jesus."
You buy this for when you're driving home drunk, so you can say
They
Jesus
want
take the wheel
50
when you get
bucks
pulled
for
over.
it too. I mean, I don't know what a puppet goes for these days, but that seems like a lot. I mean, I'd rather have a pizza from DoorDash.
It's a
but-
Well, I'm
Jesus
at-
puppet though.
The worst part is too. It's like you got to be like you got to be in like some kind of follower of this, to have something like this, and then
Yeah.
like your picture to sell it is on your matted floor in the garage.
in the laundry room.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just freshly washed or resurrected, if you will.
Ben says
Um,
it looks like an extra from
You're
Crank
from
Yankers.
Cranky Anchors. Hells yes. Hells yes.
It definitely looks like that. A high and mighty price. Thank you, Sarah
Yeah.
Rugg.
Yeah. An ancient artifact Vandal from 2018. 2018 Vandal was hot. Get out of here.
He was actually.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm up to my last one here. I bent over crying when I saw this. I laughed so hard at work.
What the
What
fuck?
the fuck?
Oh.
Fun Jesus.
In every sense of the
Bungee
word.
jumping Jesus wall cross.
I couldn't
I-
stop laughing at this. I'm like,
wa-
what?
I wish it was like
It's
the
home
ball in a
dec-
cup kind of thing.
Home decor for Easter or Christmas.
My question is it magnetic? So like you gotta click it up, you know, like.
I need you to go and develop one that has a clapper installed in it, so you clap and Jesus jumps off.
All right, but what I did do.
Ben, he's on
couldn't
X
help it.
Games mode.
I couldn't help it. I was like, I gotta do
Bungee
something
for
with
our
this.
sins.
The first thing I thought of was gives you wings.
Dwayne
Oh
said,
my
yeah, he
God.
bungeed for our sins. Ben says he on X Games mode. Like, the worst part is, the next couple years, I can see this as an ad.
Who thinks of this? Who thinks of Jesus jumping off the cross on a bungee cord? I literally was not expecting it. It was the best part of my week was finding that picture. I was
So,
just
would
like,
you rather have bungee jumping Jesus or Pickle Rick Jesus from last week?
Pickle Rick Jesus.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bungee jumping Jesus is just. Oh.
But my question is, like, how do you use this? Do you just hang it?
Yeah, the bungee is solid. It's
And
it's
then at
metal.
least they put the rope around his feet. You know what I
Fixed
mean?
position. Yeah, I do, but still, come on. Like I can't. I mean, I could just. I want to hang this over my door. Like,
like mistletoe.
yeah.
Right on the front door to stop getting those people. Do
Yes.
you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior? Like,
Yes, 100%.
They come knock on your door and you're like, come here.
yeah. They just walk
There's
away.
a bottle opener on
confused.
his back.
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question since he brought up bottle openers? Anybody seen the commercials for the shoe with the bottle opener on the bottom? Who wants that?
I mean, I got a bottle opener on my key ring. I don't need it on my shoe.
Well, it's just maybe it's just me, but I don't always walk on clean things when I'm, walking around. Who wants to put a dirty ass shoe on the top of the beer bottle they're getting ready to drink out of?
The worst
Sorry,
part
no.
is people buy it.
They do.
And people use it. No, thank you. Just no, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, Vandal's got dogs, when he walks
Yeah.
around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
no.
I take my shoes off
Never
as
gonna be
fast as I
clean.
can. Like,
It's gross. Anyway, that was the end of my random picks, but yeah, I thought the last two were pretty poignant too.
it kind of worked out without even trying.
Yeah, I mean that's great minds or stupid ones. They all think alike.
Yeah.
Do you want to draw something?
Yeah.
We got a little
put
bit
the
of time.
bumper.
Frat boys name.
Oh, you remember to load that one. I see.
This one never leaves because we use it often enough.
I've done random picks for the last 5
I know.
episodes.
I've been
Your logic
lazy
doesn't jive.
because I used to like upload every fucking bumper and then scroll through and find them, and I find it's easier for the program to run with just like a handful on there.
Yeah,
So I just rename them and then change the source, and I messed up, man.
that's all right, man.
Picks and then
Good job.
drawing. I'm like, I did it.
I take this shit fucking seriously.
Mom, get out! I'm streaming. Anyways, welcome to Dirty Drawing.
Play
everybody.
Minecraft.
I don't know, but if we don't draw something religious, I'm gonna be a little disappointed. I think.
Isn't it Vandal's poop time? Says V8. No, we're gonna draw some stuff first.
What
Yeah,
are
we'll
we
draw a
drawing?
little, and we'll let you guys get out of here.
Yeah. Chat.
You
You
can
tell
get
us
out
what
of here
to draw.
now, and
Hurry
we're
up.
gonna draw anyway.
Yeah, hurry up.
Are we taking the first or the best option that chat comes up with?
You could choose if you want. I don't care.
I'm not choosing.
Oh, okay. Are we doing poop time? I guess Vandal taking a poop.
Almost. No.
I like drawing myself. I do pretty well. You guys do too.
You cussed at me for my last drawing of you.
I cuss it anyway.
Draw a nun. Just a nun.
Like nothing.
I don't know how to draw a nun.
All right, we're drawing a nun. Remember, you get extra points for dicks. Time starts now. We need Sewer Rug to talk. Hey, Vandal, you ever eat, like, trash? That's my favorite.
Doesn't even look like a nun.
How long do we have to do this?
I don't know. Just do it. Uh, mine just looks like a skateboarder from the 90s. Oh, wait, I should... Spoiler alert. Sorry, guys. I don't know how to draw fucking hands. I just realized this. I can draw hands. Wait. Never mind, I'll just show you guys. Because apparently I don't know what nuns look like.
Nothing. This is. I really don't. This is terrible.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm not going further with this. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. I can't fucking draw a fucking nun. What the fuck was I thinking?
I didn't realize this was gonna be this bad because mine's
Yeah.
poor. I'm not. I mean, this isn't even. I don't even.
I can't stop laughing at mine. Hey, check it out. There's stuff back there. Anyways, let's fix that. Ready? Whoop. That didn't do anything. I can't fucking. I can't fucking. All right.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I got nothing.
Right on time. Mine is between, what's that guy's name that was the Sheik wrestler?
The Iron Sheik.
Yeah, Snorkel. You gotta turn up your background.
I know, I forgot.
You did way better than me, though. I'll tell you that much.
Where's the? I have a green screen. There we go.
Yeah, Snorkels looks good.
Snorkel wins.
Yeah, I'm still gonna show mine, but I'm not gonna be happy about it. I don't think anyone else is. Mine just looks like a Subaru driver. You know,
It looks like a South Park nun.
Yeah, but it also like a backwards hat. You know, like
Yeah, I know.
I can skateboard too. Like, you know.
The skateboarding nun sounds like a new Disney movie.
So
I got nothing, guys. I seriously have nothing. Like, I'm just gonna play the audience. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's like, okay, here.
A topless nun. Now you win.
That's Jar
yours-
Jar
yours is
Binks. What
better.
are you talking about?
Jar Jar Binks.
I started like this, and I'm like, that doesn't look anything like a nun. So let's just play to the audience, and we'll just go this way then. Boobs always win.
Or
Those
that looks
boobs.
like the deer, like in the headlights.
It's terrible, yeah. I
What
put
are
the
the
belt button
sides
down there
supposed
to
to
try
be?
and make it look like a torso, and it just looked like a
What are the
small mouth.
sides? What are those?
Nothing. I don't know. Arms. It's terrible. Somebody else wins. Finally, I don't win
Yeah.
something. I'm going.
Snorkel wins. Let's see.
Abby from
Anthony.
Fern.
Yeah. Dwayne says yours is Batty from Fern Gully. Let's see. Snorkels looks like when you get in the store from under your mom's bed. Let's see. Who else wrote stuff? Laura Coxis on the cross and pin. What the fuck? Jesus crucified to a dong, says V8. Wow. We're a religion show now.
Yeah, I should have put some rosary beads between her tits. I just didn't think. I was sorry, guys.
Colorado says Edward Wiener hands, which is good, but that feels like a lot of effort for the end of the show. Let's see.
Surrug says just draw
Sure, Rug,
Anthony.
your job here is secure. Like, you don't have to keep doing that shit.
You don't even have to be here, dude. You're like, go be miserable with your family. Like,
Ern's gonna post a pic in Discord.
Good.
oh hell yeah. Frosty the
Draw a
Snowman. That's like
Frosty
the
the-
second one I've seen that.
Yeah,
we
it's
could do
also sewer rugs vote. Let's not. Let's get actual chat members.
I mean, I'm okay with a Frosty the Snowman. It's up to you guys. I guess. I don't know.
All right, I'm heading that way.
All right.
We're doing a Frosty the Snowman.
You can do whatever you want, Snorkel. Yeah, see now how it feels to have free will? You don't know how to use it. No kidding. Oh man, I already messed up. Ern says Sui getting a facial. We don't have enough paper to do the forehead. Man, 3 minutes is a long time when you actually gotta try. Right, Delaney? He didn't have legs, right? Like, he just kind of wobbled around like a fucking R2-D2 or some shit.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, time's up. All right. Miss Snowman?
Miss
Like my
Snowman.
lady? I think me and Anthony were on the same page.
Yep.
Except mine didn't have Harry's realistic.
They just use a dildo instead of the
Yeah.
carrot nose.
But he's
so,
making
you know.
snow. It's a snow blower, you know? And then he's like, Suey sucks. You know?
Oh, God, this show's so stupid.
But yeah. That's it. Fuck you guys, man. I'm out of here. No. Thanks for joining us for another show. You know, it's not my point to say stuff yet, but I'm saying stuff anyways. Welcome to the fucking Friday Fallout.
Now we're waiting on Seward to tell Snorkel what to do, and he's not here. So,
Hey, Snorkel, have you thought about telling these people something?
I thought we were gonna do another drawing. I got 3 envelopes. You son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
well, it's time
Fucking
for me
on
to
the
go.
high note of everybody voting for my horrible Miss Snowman. Chad, thank you for being here and for all the laughs. What?
I
What?
did get told a third one if you guys want to draw it real fast.
Oh
But,
God!
it
What?
was draw sewer rug on vacation.
I'm done.
I'll draw it real fast. That looks like a cave. I mean, spoiler alert. All right, I'm done. Sewer said, "I voted for you, Snorkelicious, and this is how you repay me."
It's okay. I got you. You're stuck in a sewer pipe. I even wrote it with your same cadence.
Actually, I'm adding some stuff to mine so it looks more realistic. All right. I like that, actually, V8. I'm going to steal that from you, making Sui into Squidward. All right, here's mine. This is Sewer Rug on vacation.
That's the real vacation. Cozy and dark. That's what Sewer Rug has to say about your picture, Vandal, not mine.
Oh, cave. I couldn't read what the hell that
Yeah.
said.
Cave,
Yeah,
and then like
gotcha.
there's a bunch of guys coming into the cave.
Yeah. Into the cave, not on to Sewer Rug.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Sewer Rug laying on the beach while his wife kicks him in the nuts and pinches him in the face.
No
I
fire
voted
extinguishers. No
and
fire
and
extinguishers
it's
were
windy
harmed.
out, so his comb over is kind of flapping in the
Yeah,
breeze there.
yeah.
That's all I got. That's it. It was hard to draw a penis that small, but I did my best.
You did it for the show's sake.
Yeah. V8 says it's a Sukaki. All right, so
Chat,
I've
you
already
were
said
great.
he loved you guys.
Yeah. You were great. Anthony, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Thank you, chat, for hanging out with us. I didn't have a lot planned tonight, but I think we had fun. There was a big conversation. Sorry I went so hard on the religion thing. Obviously, that's a trigger thing for me. My mental health month, I guess, or whatever. But anyway, if you want to get a hold of me or see something stupid that I do, hit me up over on Instagram at _Anthony Ramella. If you need some weed or weed type things, head over to the Rogue Shop. We'll be having another big sale here coming up on July 4th. So if you need some stuff, I'll be throwing out a coupon code for that probably next week. And I think that's it. Nothing else to really talk about. I had fun tonight, and that's really all that matters. So, Vandal, take us home, buddy.
I'm gonna go get a fucking Taco Bell burrito and burn out my asshole if you guys were curious. Anyways, chat, thank you for being here. It's been a fun time. We delved into things, and then Sewer Rug is gonna get delved into later on tonight. He'll be back next week with a gaping butthole and a lot of stories I'm sure he's gonna tell. So if you guys miss him, we'll do it in his style. Well, everybody, this has been another episode of the Friday Fallout down at the Friday Fallout Farms. If you're ready to milk me, I'm ready to give you the milk. Anyways, Anthony, take him home. No, that's it. Well, I don't know. We'll be back next week. I don't know what the fuck we're going to do. We'll figure it out.
I hate sand. It gets everywhere.
Yeah.
So, of course, irritating.
All right. Bye, guys.